second time he's taken the class. And I guess a Southern guy had a little trouble pronouncing his name. So he gave it to me phonetically. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Rocky Mangiarano! Let him hear it, Rocky!
Thank you, Ken. Your Italian is coming along wonderfully. This is an unbelievable experience being in a room full of people. I haven't been this nervous since I was an altar boy in a room full of priests. And to all the nuns who said, Rocco, do you think you're a comedian? Yes, sister, I do. So I've been married 38 years to Pixie. I call her she who must be obeyed. Pixie is so tiny, she could play Twister on a bingo card. Pixie broke her wrist a couple of years ago. And you know, Italians, we like to talk with our hands. You got 3 Italians on the stage tonight, and we all talk with our hands. Well, Pixie broke her wrist 3 years ago, and she developed a speech impediment. She just stood there going, Pixie is a lot like a Boston cream donut. Pixie smells great, she tastes delicious, but she's killing me slowly. Nobody tells you what it's like as you age, right? I just turned 65. Thank you. Now it takes me longer to start peeing than it does to actually pee. And when I do, it's like Morse code. It's like these just dots and dashes. Ships at sea are sending SOS messages. I've lost 100 pounds over the last couple of years. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I sold a 12-year-old. No, I've been working out, going to the gym, taking classes. At this point in my life, it's just about reducing the man boobs. So Pixie and I are sitting out in the backyard, and she looks down and she says, why do you have 3 lines tattooed above your knee? And I said, well, Pixie, remember when the kids were young, we used to chart their growth by drawing a line on the door jamb. You remember. So as we're talking, she says, I understand, but she says, I don't get the 3 lines. I said, well, the 3 lines are there because I'm measuring the gravitational impact on my testicles. She goes, I understand. She says, but why the dotted line? I said, well, the dotted line is there because at that point, I have to stop wearing shorts. You just don't want to show off the low-hanging fruit. So as part of this wellness campaign, Pixie's got me going to a class called Flex Stretch. Flex Stretch is sort of like yoga for the elderly. So I'm in the Flex Stretch class, and I go to the back of the room the first time because I don't want to get in the way. And you know, we're doing different positions, and we're doing different poses, and we're doing balance exercises. And all of a sudden, 12 very hot cougars, 70 and over, move into the position called downward facing dog. I'm standing in the back, and I'm looking, and at this point I'm saying to myself, I really like the way those asses look in those yoga pants. Very nice. So it occurs to me there are 12 women, they're all bent over, and now I'm surrounded by more moons than Saturn. As I said, Pixie and I, we're going to be married 38 years in May. Thank you, Pixie. A lot of married people in here. I don't know if you know this, but there's 4 stages to marriage. One is called newlywed bliss. You're just going to town, you're making the rabbits jealous, you're banging all the time, it's the best thing in the world. Second stage is happy. The frequency is good, but the goddamn kids keep banging on the door, they want in. You know what I'm talking about, right? The third is amused. You get into the bedroom, you're all ready to go at it, you rip your clothes off, and you just look at each other and start cracking up. because gravity's a bitch. Finally, you get to the tolerance stage, where that playful banter of your youth is turned into bitter bickering. You still have sex, but it's called hallway sex. You walk by each other and go, fuck you. Thank you. So I'm up in New York. I'm a native New Yorker. We go up there frequently. I'm driving around with my nephew, Matt. He's 10 years old. If you know anything about New York, inevitably you end up behind a garbage truck. So we're driving behind the garbage truck. It hits a speed bump. Garbage flies out. This giant dildo smashes into the windshield. The kid is like bug-eyed. I said, Matt, don't worry about it. It's just a bug. He looks at me and he says, Uncle Rocky, how does that bug fly with a dick that big? My cardiologist drops dead suddenly. I get an invitation to go to a celebration of life. So I go, and behind the casket is this gigantic heart, festooned with flowers. It's absolutely beautiful. So after the eulogy, the heart opens up. He slides in. It seals. Now he's sealed for all eternity in this heart. There's laughter coming from the back of the room. Oh, look. What's going on? I said, yeah, well, why are you laughing? He goes, well, I'm sorry to interrupt the service, but I have to tell you, you see, my name is Dr. Tim Patel, and I'm a gynecologist. The proctologist fell out of his chair. So I'm trying to make a little extra money, do an Uber. I get a call, pick up in Sarasota, and it's a nun. Sister gets in the car. And I'm looking at Sister in the rearview mirror. Sister's looking up front. She goes, well, why are you staring at me? I said, well, Sister, I'm a little bit twisted, and I've always had a fantasy about making out with a nun. Sister says, if you're Catholic and you're single, I'll make out with you. Lucky me, I'm both. So we get out of the car. Sister and I are going to an alleyway, and we're making out. She's kissing me like a nymphomaniac hooker. I mean, she just can't get enough. We get back in the car and I say, Sister, I have to tell you, I'm actually single, I'm actually married, and I'm Jewish. Sister looks at me and she says, it's okay, sweetie, my name is Kevin, and I'm on my way to a Halloween party. Thank you. I want to just say thanks to my 3 wives. Pixie, my real wife. Paula, my gym wife, and Max, my comedy wife, and Max is the one who keeps pulling me into this shit. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.